Welcome to another episode of Breakdown of Frame by Frame Animation. And on this video, I'll be showing you my own version of the classic animation exercise, the bouncing ball. We will dive into the fundamentals of this animation exercise and work on incorporating my character, BB64, which I'm not quite sure how I came up with that name, but if you have a better name for this character, comment down below. If you're new to this channel, thank you for watching and I welcome you. This channel is dedicated to sharing with you everything I'm learning in the land of animation as I go through my own animation journey. So, if you like to learn animation with me or simply follow me on my journey, please consider subscribing so we can be animation friends. Without further ado, let's get started.
The bouncing ball is a very classic and beginner-friendly exercise that any person who's starting in animation should do. I began by filming myself dribbling a basketball so I can show you the fundamentals of this exercise. I created a PNG sequence from After Effects and placed it on my Toon Boom Harmony, which is where I'll be doing my frame-by-frame animation. So here in Toon Boom Harmony, we can dissect how the ball moves through time for each frame. The first thing I'd like to pinpoint is the animation principle of spacing and timing. Using a simple vertical line, we can mark the position of the ball as it moves through the timeline. We can see that there's a bit of spacing when the ball bounces, but as it settles back into my hand, the spacing gets less and less until I bounce it again. Obviously, my hand stops the ball from moving further up and it creates that cluttered spacing on top. But even without my hand, a bouncing ball tends to slow down on top and picks up speed as it goes down because of gravity. This is the whole point of this animation principle of spacing and timing. The closer the drawings are to each other in the time frame, the slower it moves, and the further apart they are, the faster the object moves. When the object slows in and out of a key position, which in this case is the topmost drawing, then another principle comes into play, which is ease in and ease out. So with that in mind, we can start creating a simple circle for our character and we will be placing this frame by frame to cover the ball. We know how the ball moves through this timeline. It speeds up as it goes down and it slows down as it goes up. I am creating a ball larger than the basketball because of the next animation principle we are doing. Since I'm trying to cover the ball, it is essential that I do this frame by frame. The total number of images in the PNG sequence I had was about 91 frames, so copy-pasting the same circle 91 times is what I'm currently doing and I am just placing it on top of our ball. This is serving as my guide to our character. Therefore, this is considered to be my rough pass animation. Upon looking the preview of the animation we did, we can tell that it's more or less realistic. After all, we just kind of cover the original footage of the ball, so our animation just simply follows it. But we are animating, therefore we need to add a bit more life into it. So, moving on to the next principle, which is the squash and stretch, we can give this ball animation that bit of a flair. Squash and stretch in animation is the compressing and extending of the shape of the object being animated. The more the object is compressed or extended, the more it tells how soft the object is. So for this example of a basketball, even in our footage, we can tell how the shape of the ball gets extended, how it gets elongated as it picks up speed when going down. So I will simply exaggerate this principle to our rough animation by picking a couple of frames going down to apply this principle. The thing that I have to keep in mind is that the mass of the ball has to stay consistent. Therefore, if I'm extending it, I should also make it thinner. I am also applying the principle of squash at the bottom and top drawings of the animation. This is simply the opposite of stretch. I am compressing the ball and making it shorter in proportion to how much I am compressing it. This also adds to the illusion that the character I'm working on has a bit of softness into it. The more extreme you apply this principle to the object, the softer it will look like, and if you don't apply this at all, would simply mean that the object is hard as a bowling ball. Now we can see how this animation is going again by simply doing a preview of it without the reference. At this point, I am quite happy with the overall movement of my animation, so I will proceed in coloring the base of this character. I am doing this the same way I did the rough pass, which is simply drawing one and then copying the previous frame and adjusting it accordingly based on that rough pass. I am using a simple ball character I just made for this particular tutorial. The inspiration for this character is Frieza's head from Dragon Ball Z, because I literally just watched the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie on Netflix as I was planning this tutorial. I simply changed the color and created the cartoon face on top of it. Right now, I am focusing on the base color of the character, and the face will be drawn on a separate layer. As I throw him towards the camera, he will be spinning, so the colors are being adjusted to create that simple forward spinning movement. Doing this every single frame may take a bit of your time, and there is definitely a way to not do this frame by frame. It's called motion graphics or motion tweening. This type of animation saves a lot of time, and the only reason I'm not doing it is simply because this series is called Breakdown of Frame by Frame Animation. If you would like to see a character animation tutorial using motion tween, let me know in the comments down below and I'll do a separate series about motion tween animation. So after we finish the base color, we proceed with the face. So for this, it is the same process, but the only difference is drawing a different face for the squash and stretch drawings. So we are drawing a normal face with him smiling, and then as he goes down, he will realize how fast he is going, so the face will somewhat be panicking with mouth wide open. As he goes to the squash positions on the top and bottom drawings, his face will also squash a bit with eyes almost closing. We do this frame by frame until we reach the moment that I grab him to throw him to the camera. After all that work, we can now preview it without the reference and with reference, so we know exactly how it looks like together with the original footage.
If you enjoyed that tutorial, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already done so. It really helps my channel to grow so I can make more and better animation tutorials for you in the future. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see a specific type of tutorial or what you would like to learn more about in animation. Again, thank you for watching and keep on creating so you can make this world more beautiful with your imagination. See you in the next video.